What's up, everybody? I know we got to get right back to it. Get right back to it. So right now, we're trying to figure out what's going on with my sound. Um, on my camera, my sound is playing, but my mic isn't coming through my computer. The setup, I'm having technical difficulties. Okay, so right now, I'm working on getting it together. And so it's coming through on my phone, but it's not really coming through on the mic. Let's see. So I'm working on getting it together so I can give y'all a better show. That's my goal. Uh-oh. So wait, how is that working? So yeah, I'm still. There we go. This might work a little bit better. Okay. Can you hear me now? I think that should work a little bit better. The mic isn't being my friend, so I had to switch to the headphones. Brianna, yeah, it was amazing. I really enjoyed the event. I'm sad that y'all are leaving, but I know it's on the bigger and better thing. So I wish you nothing but the best. I wish you both, you and Levi, both deserve all the great things that are on their way. Um, yeah, I don't know how much y'all have shared with the public, so I won't speak too much. But I definitely, y'all are two of my favorite people that I've met in Houston so far. So I definitely wish y'all nothing but greatness and safe travels and a great time with your family. So absolutely. Don't forget about me around here. Don't forget about the veteran community. I know y'all won't, and I'll definitely be in touch. Definitely be in touch. Let's see. What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? If y'all are coming in, I got some stuff that I think it's gonna be really cool to talk about. I really get to talk about something that is dear to me. I'm sure it's dear to you, and everyone that you love and that you really care about. It's a really great topic, and I think it's gonna really help. I'm not a podcast or a stream that's gonna get up here and just talking about all entertainment things. So I believe it's gonna be entertaining, but the objective is to get us in a better place, together. I'm not perfect. I don't have all the answers. So if you get up here, I hope that you have some answers, that you have some experiences you'd like to share. Um, and help me put this thing together. Help me grow. Help me make this better. I can't do it without you. So I really, really, really appreciate it if you jump in, give some feedback, tell me what I can do better, um, or just join into the conversation. So I wanted to wait a little bit before we started the conversation, just give all of the things time to get out to people. Hey, Emma Fleming, what is this live? So see, no, I don't. I thought you was about to go. No, I'm not singing. I'm not singing. This live is about actually this is the time. This is really the first time I'm really putting together and sharing ever what exactly this live is and what it's about. So if you stick around, I love to share it with you. If you can't stick around, then catch you later. I'll be on live more and more often, um, and you'll get to see what we're about. So we'll only get better, and this is my third time going live. So I'm not singing. I can promise you I'm not singing. I might sing. I can't promise you I'm not going to sing, but I can't sing, but I might sing. So stick around. So what is this live about? What is this live about? If you look and check out the last couple of lives that I've been doing, it's been me working out. It's been me talking about like home management, talking about things about the body and the mind and the family, different things like that, right? And I've been trying to figure out, just like I shared in the first live, what exactly this was going to be. And after thinking about it, after talking with some people, um, and after doing a few of the lives, I realized that this podcast is really genuinely about how do we take care of the things that we love, like the things that we care the most about. And I'm not about to be up here, sappy or anything like that. But I think this is an important conversation that adults and young adults really need to consider and really need to think about, right? Because I don't think we have this conversation enough. What is it? What is it that we love? Not just who we love. Like, yeah, everybody likes to have the conversation about how we love our parents and we love those who are close to us. But what about our body? What about our household, our actual building, our home? What are some things that we love? We love food. We love entertainment. Um, and once we find those things that we love, the real question and the real accountability and the real work that begins, that stems from that is how do we actually take care of it? How do we contribute to it? Are we giving to it? Are we taking away? And what does it look like when you love something? So I had a great conversation tonight with actually I had a great conversation at Brianna and the Houston Veteran Chamber of Commerce and Levi, and I had some great conversations at the event tonight. I even got a couple of drinks, so you'll see me drinking on one of them tonight, and I'll further share with you all um, who made it in the distillery that we were at and what exactly the drink is. It's a great bourbon. And I got to meet the guy who owns the distillery. And fingers crossed, there'll be a great surprise to you all very soon. So I had a great conversation with him that I think is going to be something that I could actually give to those who follow up with the stream and follow up with the podcast that follow. So in all, it's what is it that we love. So as I'm having this conversation, um if you come across the live, if at any point you come across this video, please put inside of the comment what's something that you love. Really think about it, really consider it. I like food, but I don't have a real love for food. I enjoy making food, um, but I really love solving problems. I really love putting together things that improve people's lives. And I know that's not the most popular response. I know it's not something that everybody loves to do, which is completely fine with me because it's something that I care a lot about. And I know that I love it because if I had to stop doing it, I would be very miserable and I'll fall into a depression and all of the worst things that could possibly happen if this was taken away from me, right? I enjoy growing, but I love to learn. And so my love for learning, I believe it's what pushed me into having this yearning to grow more and more. Um, so these are some things that I love, right? But how do I actually take care of or contribute to those things as I go? Finally, a podcast, a local sport that the average person can relate to every day. Yes, 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 sir. Um, man, first of all, I want to pause for a second. And my very first mentor, guy is very close to my heart, Bruce Bunch. Man, I appreciate you, brother. Not always, and I told you this already before. I always appreciate you for everything you've invested into me. I love you, brother. And I hope you and your family are doing amazing. But how do we invest into those things and into those people that we love? And so when I think about the things that I love, my love for learning actually pushed me into, joining a band and practicing on instruments that I had no idea that I would be good at. Now, did I become great or did I become the best at? No, I didn't become the best. I didn't become great, but the pursuit wasn't perfection. The pursuit wasn't to be the greatest ever. The pursuit was to learn it. The pursuit was to actually put my mind at something um, that I could actually study and practice over and over and over again, and know that there was no end. There was only improvement and there was only growth, and that to me um, really stuck with me. It really stuck with me. And so that's how I contributed to, well, I guess my contribution to that was I was then able to teach other people more about percussion. I was able to teach more people about snares and different rudiments and all of this good stuff that I had learned. Everything that I had learned, I invested back into other people. So that was my contribution into something that I grew a love for. I grew a love for music, and I was able to invest it back into other people, so they were able to invest that right back into other people, man. So and so forth and so on. So, what are some things that we love, and how do we take care of those things? Please tell me in the chat, man. Tell me in the chat. I love you and your family too, bro. Man, you've invested into me so much, bro. Like I can never pay you back, so I definitely appreciate you. Um, let's see. Yeah, anybody that come across, like, let me know. What are some things that y'all love? And even if y'all don't drop anything in the chat, I want to take a second to just, thank everybody who's already dropped. Everybody who just clicked on the link as it came up, or maybe you just seen the title or just seen me on live or whatever the case may be. Maybe it just popped up on your screen and you didn't even mean to pull it up. I appreciate you. I thank you for taking the time to even have it on your screen. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your space. And hopefully I'm able to bring you more and more content that make you want to stay. But what are some things that we love? How often do we think about this? I think that's the point that I love myself, my family, and I love people. Yeah, yeah, great stuff. And so then I would challenge and I would further push that I did and ask like how do we take care of of ourselves, you know? And the moment you ask that question, you start to break it down and you go, what part of me, right? What part of myself? And I love all of me. And if you love all of you, okay, how do you take care of how many parts of you are there? Not just personality. I'm not saying everybody has split personality. That's not what I'm asking. What I'm asking is we have mind, we have spiritual, and we have physical. How are we taking care of each part of ourselves if we love ourselves, right? And I'm not picking on you to say that. I think that was a great point that you made, and I think loving yourself first and foremost is probably besides loving God. Loving God is if you're somebody who believes in God, it's the number one priority. But I believe number two is ourselves. We should absolutely love ourselves next to God. And yeah, with that, like how do we take care of ourselves spiritually, mentally, physically? And if you know you're not really taking care of yourself in all three spaces, what's holding you back? Because if there's someone or something that I love enough, then it's my privilege and it's my honor to do whatever it takes to ensure that I'm taking care of that thing or that person. So when it comes to loving ourselves, that's one of the things that I want to discuss in the podcast. That's again like an amazing point. I want to talk about and not just talk about it, but I want to show how we take care of ourselves. One thing that I've done in my other ones, in my other lives, is you may have seen me working out. You might have seen me fighting. You might have seen me on the bag, and I'm gonna constantly do that. But it's not because I love to fight. That's not that's not the message that I'm putting out there. What I'm doing is I'm actually showing how I take care of myself, how I take care of my body, and one element, and that's the physical side. You'll see me running. You'll see me putting up posts about food. All of these are different ways that I'm taking care of my body. And so now let's go to mental. For me, sometimes I need to super relax, and I may put off one for the other, but not so much to the degree of where I'm harming myself. And so every now and then, you may see me with a drink. And the moment I get the okay to really share with you all the drink that I'm having, I will let you know one of the one of the really good drinks that can help soothe you out without having too much, and always drink responsibly, of course. Um, but yeah, I don't have a lot. I just have a couple of, maybe even one. I think this is my second one for the day, and that's gonna be it. All small, about two shots. But yeah, just to relax. I take care of myself that way, but also um, spiritually, I pray often. I talk to God often. Um, I get in nature and find myself, just getting away from all the materialistic things and the attention and social media, all of that to really clear your spiritual. That's what I do. But I'm interested. Like, what are some things that you all do for your mental, your physical, or your spiritual well-being? Please let me know. Drop it in the comments and let me know. And I read every comment. I go through every message that I receive. I'm grateful for everybody who sent me a message that's encouraging me to keep going, that's pushed me to keep making videos, to get in there and keep making lives and talk about the things that we really need to talk about, or at least that I feel like we really need to talk about. I appreciate every message, every person that I've come across that's seen one of these. I really appreciate you. Um, and it means a lot. It means a lot. I'm gonna keep pressing. I'm gonna keep going. Um, and I would really love for you to come along this ride as well. And if you can't, I understand. But I'm gonna constantly make content that I believe is meant for you. So the comment, I can say I wasn't taking care of myself as much as I should mentally, physically, emotionally, as I should have focused on everything else. That's and that's very common. And self awareness is, I believe, um, a show of love. You know what I mean? I pay attention to things that I care about. If I don't care about it, I may not pay attention to it. So we pay attention to things that we care about. Um, so yeah, so for you to say, I could say I wasn't taking care of myself as much as I should in these areas. That's self-awareness. You're saying like I can tell that I haven't been doing great, but I know I can do better. Now the goal is to do better, to improve. Um, now that you know it, you know, what are some things that kept you from, what are some things that keep us from taking care of ourselves? I know food gets expensive. I know the food is expensive. I know going out gets expensive. Price and cost can be a barrier. I love to take my wife out more often. I love our relationship. I love my wife. Um, but the type of dates that we like to go on can be costly. And because of that, it could be one of the things that keep us from going out as much. But then there's also, time constraints. We got jobs, we got things that we got to take care of. So that can be another barrier. What are some barriers that keeps us from taking care of ourselves? Um, yeah, I know a big one is energy too. And like not just after you worked and taking care of the kids and at a full day, oftentimes you may not feel like going out and doing anything, you know, and that's a great barrier that exists, a common barrier that exists. But again, I want to have some conversations with you all, and I'm going to have it with other people who also have very busy schedules, and figure out time management. You know, those are some things that keep us. Again, the whole point of this podcast and this show and this live, I want to call it a show so bad. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna call it a show, right? The whole point of this show is to figure out how to take care of the things that we love. And if there's barriers, if there's things that's keeping us from really taking care of the things that we love, how can we get over those barriers? You know, that's what we're going to discover. That's what we're going to talk about. Again, I don't have all of the answers. And if you're somebody who maybe have more information about some of these things than I do, please let me know. Hit me up in the DMs, drop it in the comments. I really love to bring you on board. If we don't do a live, we can schedule a recording, which I'll be doing as well. I have some recordings that I've already had done that I think you all are going to love. Um, but I'm really putting in the work. If you're somebody that's been following on my journey, you know that I've been all over the place for a while, and that's okay because now it's all brought me right here to where I am today, and I want to share that with you all. And not just that, but I also want to bring you all on a journey where we get to learn as well. Sorry, it was a neck, but yeah, we get to learn as well. Yes, self awareness, absolutely, absolutely. We pay attention to what we care about. If it's something we don't care about, or you know we don't want to know about, we don't pay attention to it. So self awareness, absolutely. Um, but yeah, so the goal is to figure out exactly what it is that we love and discover how we can take care of it. Okay, that's what this podcast is going to be about. I haven't put together an absolute for a title just yet. So until I have an absolute for a title, I'm going to keep doing a few more lives. If y'all have ideas, if y'all have things that y'all want to talk about, maybe it's something that y'all would like to add or a different element or perspective I haven't really thought about. Or if y'all think it's whack, by all means, please drop it in the comments. Let me know um, with some critical or real information on how I can make it better. If you think it's lame, but you don't really have anything that you want to add to it, I appreciate you for stopping by. And I wish you nothing but the best. There's a billion different podcasts and shows out there that I enjoy, and I can share those with you as well. Um, but other than that, I mean, yeah, what do you love? What are some things that we love? Ourselves is a great one. My family is an amazing one. I normally put family third. And I love people. People are down there. I love people. I'm a people lover. Why do people why do people hate people? Like how are you not? Hey, that's a win. I'm about 4 weeks, no sweets, no bread, soda, drinks, everything that you just named was created to be addictive. Not created to be addictive like bread, but the westernized versions of everything you just named were created to be addiction. And you broke an addiction to multiple things that are some of the strongest addictions globally. So I want to congratulate you, Tina, for your commitment to sticking to something that's very, 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 very difficult to do. Everybody thinks of crack when they think about, I don't know if you can say crack on live on Facebook, but I'm gonna say it. Everybody think about drugs as being like crack or these type of drugs. But the thing is, yes, those are very addictive, but food is way more addictive than all of those drugs. You know what I mean? Yeah, like food is super addictive, and they're only making it more and more addictive so you can buy more and more. And so why I'm saying that is because you pointing that out and saying like I've been 4 weeks clean of these things don't sound like you on crack. I'm not saying you are. I know you're not. I'm just saying you broke a habit and an addiction to something that's very, 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 very hard to break. So I'm proud of you. Congratulations, and let's keep going. Let's keep going. I got some tips and things like that that I love to share with you too. Like how to replace, like if you're not eating sweets, what are some things that you already eat to, like, since you stopped eating these things and drinking sodas, like what are some things that you already ingest and that you put in your body that's replacing, like, since you stopped this, how do you feel? Like, I have so many questions. I have so many questions. Eventually I want to bring you up too, and we can have that conversation. Yeah, people don't see food as an addiction. But there's so many things that people are addicted to that they don't see. Attention. You got people who's addicted to attention. And so they make a million Facebook posts or social media posts in large, just hoping they get more and more likes and engagement. Um, just so they'll know that people saw them. That's literally why social media was engineered the way that it is, because they create an addiction, just like drugs, just like any other drugs. They're laboratory made or modified. They are engineered to be exactly, Bruce. Like, and it's wild because they go all the way to, the marketing. They go to the branding. They look at the colors. They look at um the different videos and things that they make in the placement. They do a lot of research in marketing and design and product engineering that reverse engineers how we think and put it in a product that they then show in front of us that almost guarantees you're gonna grab it, try it, like it, and become addicted. Like, it's really wild. Once you start digging into how all of these things work, from bread is a huge one. Sweets. I even started looking into only chicken, fish, protein, etc. Sweet potatoes, my favorite. Nice, nice. But once you start looking into like some of these foods, even like different vegan foods. Like, I've went on a few different trails for different foods, trying to figure out what works best and what makes me feel better. And I found that, whole food works best. Protein, just like you're saying, works best. Um, and even in those, you got to watch what they're putting in. Like, businesses can be very malicious, and I don't think that we want to think of them in that way. But as somebody who loves people, just like you were saying, Tina, I'm somebody who loves people too, which is another reason why I want to do this podcast. And oftentimes, if you look across all of the different type of businesses that I went to create and that I have started, they all come from one place, and that's my love of people. When I see that we're being taken advantage of and we're being manipulated, and that there's a whole lot of problems that we're entrusting and hoping other organizations create solutions to, um, that's just really been distasteful for me. And I've been somebody who, when I see a problem, I develop a solution. And so for many people, love has been a problem. And I'm not the love doctor whatsoever. And I'm not just saying in our relationship, but it's our love for, the American dream, which is home ownership plus. It's been um love for food. It's been love for ourselves. And while we have this love, there are organizations that see and they know that love, or know that you have that love, and they look at it as an opportunity to pervert it, or at least pervert a product that will be consumable, that you'll take advantage of, and they'll take advantage of you and your love for such a thing. Um, just like food. Of course we love food. Our body needs it. Our body longs for food, right? Um, And so with that, it's they found a way to take food, put whatever they wanted into it, so they could build an addiction to it. My goal is to find out what it is that we love, and then discover different ways where we can safely enjoy, manage, and really take care of the things that we love. Because I don't know, and oftentimes most of us really don't know, and that could be one of the reasons that we end up as a whole, as a culture, as a society, as people, in the positions that we are in. And if we're waiting for our government, if we're waiting for these big organizations, if we're waiting for any others to come and give us solutions, I don't believe it's going to happen. Sadly. So I decided to at least have the conversation. My goal is for people to have less excuses, or at least to have the excuse of I didn't know, which is why I didn't do X, Y, Z. My goal is to remove that excuse. I'm going to help you know. And if you, give me time, give me grace, give me patience, and give me your attention, I promise you, we're going to finish. We're going to figure this thing out. If you don't, then you may stick with your excuse, and that's okay too. So, what it is that we love? What do y'all think about this as a overarching topic? What do you love? I'm gonna break this down too and turn this into probably my first podcast. I don't know if this is gonna be the first episode or if this is gonna be like the third maybe, but this is going to become one of the podcast episodes for sure. King Child, what up, broski? I see you on Instagram. Yes, sir. Again, anybody who's dropped by, I really appreciate you just for stepping in. Um, I'm still figuring this thing out, looking for the best times to do this. But the ultimate goal for me right now is to be consistent, to make sure that I'm getting on when I should, um, to make sure I have topics planned, to make sure that I'm doing my due diligence to be a really a servant for the people, because I do love people. And if you're somebody who haven't heard it today and you come across this podcast, I'm going to make it a point to ensure that I say this more and more often. And that's I love you. I love you for who you are, where you are, no matter what you're doing, man, woman, boy, girl, or other. I love you. I hope you're safe. Um, yeah, and I want to say that more and more often. I don't think we say that enough, and I don't think there's enough shows, there's enough podcasts, there's enough people, there's enough family, there's enough friends who say that to each other. And I'm gonna make it my goal. I'm gonna make it my goal because I do love people, um, to share with you, whoever you are, wherever you are. Somebody out there love you, and that's me. I love you. So maybe I'll end the podcast at that. What do y'all think? If there's anybody that heard me out there, you can drop an I love you back. You can drop a heart emoji. Um, as men, we had to say that more. I don't think I've seen a podcast. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I've seen a podcast where there's men who are sharing that they love other men, and not just in an intimate way, but I love my brothers, I love my friends, I love men because I understand us. You know what I mean? I understand what we go through, and not every time, do love have to be in a perverted sense. I love y'all. I love us. I want us to win. Um, yeah. Also, you know, I love America, man. Come on. We ain't talking about nothing. What do y'all love? What do we love, man? What do you love? I love you too, baby. Look at you, dropping them hearts in there. I love you, lady. You're off to a good start. Love you. Oh, and I love me, but I would be going back to eating it. Nothing wrong with going back to eating. Just do it right. Do it right. And you don't have to go through phases where you stop. If you find something, and that's what I want to do. Like it's so many. If there's any, listen, I want to put out because I think you brought up a good point, Shannon. I want to put out a all call. I call it an all call. I love you too, broski. Man, Fonzo, I love you, bro. But yeah, man, if there's anybody out there who is a nutritionist, or knows a nutritionist, a dietitianary personnel, I love a professional, my bad, dietitianary professional. Let me know. Drop their names, tag them to this. Uh, Let me know. I love to have a conversation with them because I believe because we need food, it's important for us to know how to eat and why we should eat that way. You know, let's have that conversation. Make it from scratch for sure. People don't say that L word much. Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. It's almost like it's a bad thing to love people. That's weird. Is that what got us to this point where it's a bad spot to love people? That's weird. We're all people. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Am I overthinking it? Why people don't think it's okay to love people? Like, are we not supposed? I know we're supposed to, so I'm not even going to ask the obvious question, but like, why don't people tell people that they love them? That's the way just think about it. What's wrong with love? Like, literally, it's I'm not even going to go on a rant on that, but that is a conversation. That's a great conversation. What is wrong with love? What's wrong with love? Hmm. I'm gonna do my research on it, and I'm gonna make sure that we get out here. What's wrong with love? God, that's a great question. What's wrong with love? I don't even think it's love that's the problem, though. To be very honest, I think I think it's a few things, but one I would say it is would probably be a lack of self awareness. It would be insecurities. It would be uh, different traumas that people haven't dealt with. I mean, it can be a lack of trust. I don't trust people, and somebody could possibly interpret it as I don't love people. I don't think they're the same. I don't think trust and love are the same thing. Obviously, but um, I think distrust could cause you to, have a lack of love for someone or other people. But yeah, I think that's a great point. What's wrong with love around this type of love? Anyone around me, we hear it for all the time. That's facts. I love you, Sam. That's trust in each other. That's very true. People don't have enough trust in each other. But I think that has more to do with um like just the environment, experiences. I was somebody, to be very honest with you, in the past who wasn't a trustworthy person, but predominantly it's because I put my character, and my character was based off of my environment and what I was seeing other people do, what I was seeing other people or hearing other people say. Um, it was influenced by my motivations and the things that I wanted to aspire to be, or the people I wanted to aspire to be. And then I learned, we we have to we have to lead with better character. We need better examples. We need people that we can really look up to and say they're not all about money. They're not all about things and just material. I can look at a person just like I looked at Bruce, man, who was an amazing person, and say, even if he was, you know, a sibling of mine, I would still look up to him. As somebody like he, man, great guy. Look, there you go. There, he just dropped the comment. People must first learn to love themselves, as you stated earlier. Yeah, man. And I don't think I don't think a lot of people know how to properly love themselves, if that makes sense. I don't think enough people, for one, even know how to trust themselves. They don't know how to listen to. I had a they don't know how to listen to themselves to complete that thought. Um, but when I was in college, I had one of my guys link up with me. He was telling me like, bro, have you ever just like listened to yourself? And I thought he was tweaking. He was like, you ever just stop and listen to yourself? I was like, bro, I don't even know what that means. Like, what are you saying right now? He was like, nah, for real. Have you ever like listened to yourself? I was like, what do you mean? I'm serious when I say I don't know what that means. And he was like, close your eyes and just start talking to yourself without saying a word out of your mouth. And I did it. And I was like, okay, so I can hear myself. It was like, but how often do you do that? Like, how often do you really take in consideration those thoughts that you just had, that voice that's in your head that nobody else could hear? How often do you listen to it? And I realized I don't listen to it nearly as often as I listen to the other voices. What do I mean by the other voices? Social media posts, friends, you know, um, if you're in a relationship, your partner, um, just so many other voices that causes you to doubt your own voice. Um, and when you do that, while you may not notice it, you're not lessening that voice. You may be, but in my experience, you stop really trusting your own intuition. You stop trusting your own voice, which causes you to build a relationship with yourself. And in my opinion, this is my opinion. This is a podcast. I'm not a professional. I'm not a love doctor. I'm just saying from my experience, it was if like once I started to listen to that voice and I started to be who I wanted to be, I I really genuinely felt like the relationship with me um became better, a lot better, like way better. I could be by myself and really feel good, like enjoy myself and my own presence. I can listen to myself. I could have, as unpopular as this may sound, I could have conversations and really thorough dialogue with myself and do research and have great conversations with me, even going down rabbit holes at times. Like, and I don't mean that in like a psychopathic way. I mean it in a I would. You ever been high and just start bringing up conversation, like just thinking, and your brain just goes, and that's what I mean. But you just don't have to be under the influence of any drugs in order to do it. And I'm not saying weed is a drug, because I don't believe that either. But you can literally be completely sober and have that conversation with yourself. And when you do that, you'll start to build a relationship with yourself. Um, and it helps you really figure out what it is that's keeping you from being with you. And once you discover that, you realize that maybe past relationships that didn't work with other people, you know, some of the things you allowed to happen to you that stem from other people or places or whatever the case may be, family, friends, organization, whatever it is that you allowed to happen to you, um, that is because you had some undealt with things with you that you constantly put on, not anybody else, but you, um, which could then also hurt your relationship with you. So I would always say, I think you're a million percent right, Bruce. Yeah, punch out the noise. Facts, facts. People must first learn. Yeah, I think you're 1,000% right. People first got to learn how to love themselves, man. Got to learn how to love themselves, and it's tough. Like I know oftentimes you'll hear people say this type of stuff, especially on social media, and it sounds great. It sounds easy. It sounds like, well, everybody's doing it. And the truth is, no, everybody's not doing it. Everybody isn't looking to grow. Everybody isn't looking to fall in love with themselves. Not everybody's doing it. I'm somebody that's genuinely doing my best um, to trust myself and not allow other people to tell me who I am, which is a big deal, right? Um, yeah, yeah, for sure. Rebuke will block all negative, unhealthy, or non-productive signals transmitting in your direction. That's true. That's true. You have to. And all of these things, if you don't have the tools to do this, it's okay. None of us started with the tools, and that gives us the ability to negate or block or keep harm from coming our way that's within our control. We have to learn these skills, oftentimes through experience, through reading, through literature, through listening, through dialogue, having that conversation with yourself, by talking with others. And there's a lot of information out there that can push you in the wrong direction, which is another reason I'm putting together this show. Um, I want to be very thorough in who I'm talking to, who I'm having certain discussions with. I want to be very careful about the different things that I say and that I push out there, because, again, I'm not somebody that knows everything. I know how to have conversations, and I love having conversations with different people because I love people. Um, but overall, I want to make sure that anyone who comes and listens to this show understand that you are in a safe space. You know, not so safe where it's therapy, because it's not, but it is safe in the sense of, if you need therapy or if you feel like some of the things that we're talking about or discussing, um, is important to you, or has maybe, touched you in a space where you really want to dive into it more, you can reach out to us. You can hit me up in the comments. You can DM me. I'm not a stranger. I'm a regular person, and I will forever, no matter where this life takes me, I'll forever be a regular person, um, speaking with regular people. No matter how much money you have, no matter how successful you are, no matter how high or how low you go, um, you're a person. You're a person first, and I love you, and I'll always be here to have a conversation with you. So, for us to grow, for us to grow, that's the goal. So I think that's about it for today. I got what, 2 more minutes? Oh, actually, it's 55. I want to stick to an hour. I think I want to do an hour. Then you can listen to yourself, the current you, the vulnerable you, the traumatized you, etc. That's true. Push out the noise. That's very true. For a first step, pushing out the noise, that's great. And I wonder, and I think that's a whole conversation too, bro. Because what does it look like to push out the noise? You know what I mean? Like, uh, I know, like, social media is a noise, and I guess I know, even with me, right? I found myself in a space where I didn't know whether to trust myself or to trust other people. You know what I mean? And so it was like a hard way of pushing out the noise, because, especially when you're in a space where you don't trust your own voice. You know what I mean? So it's like, when you don't trust your own voice, at what point do you push out the noise? I think that'd be a great conversation. You know what I mean? Let's see. I might have been echoing this whole time too. But yeah, man, I appreciate everybody who dropped in. Um, this is a great conversation. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna do more of these. You'll see me back, and at some point, I'm going to publish all of these on different platforms, be it Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of the above. Wherever you listen to your podcast, it'll be there. You know what I mean? So, thank y'all for dropping in, and hope you have an amazing night. Again, I love you. Have an amazing day. Oh my God. Dropped out the studio, but I didn't. See, I'm still learning. I do not know everything. Let's see. There we go.